So, has anything ever happened that you just, well, kind of want to tell somebody but don't really want to talk about? This one is interesting because I think that whoever wrote the report just put in very few, just the facts, ma'am, kind of details. The follow-up investigation actually came up with more information than the initial report, which I think is interesting. This is BFR report 63252 out of McDowell County, North Carolina, North Cove, nearest town, Marion, 221 North. Okay, 221 North, North Cove, nearest town, Marion, right there. So they were over here somewhere. And I couldn't help but notice, scaling back, of course, you got a fairly large town down there, but there's absolutely nothing north of here, but lots of tiny little towns and communities and mountains and trees. That's like mountains and trees. But anyway, this is kind of the area that they're referring to. And yeah, if I was a Sasquatch, I'd totally want to live here. I mean, seriously, you got, it looks like there's a little uh, I don't know, is that a health department or something? I don't know. There's one big building, seems like in the middle of nowhere, which is a little ominous in and of itself, but okay. Um, Observed was wood knocks, screams, yodeling, and structures. What? Also noticed, they said yes, plenty. Okay, other witnesses, 3 in all. Other stories, yes, several. So you know there's more to this situation. They just okay, this is the last straw. We got to tell somebody about this nonsense. I tell you what, we're just going to write down what we saw this time, and uh, I don't know. There appears to be a recurring thing, and a lot of times in the smaller communities, you'll find that a Sasquatch is just part of the fauna. They just ignore it, but because I mean, of course, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, they don't exist, and you don't want to be the crazy guy talking about it. So, they're looks like they're kind of apprehensive. Anyway, the follow-up investigator on 8/8/2020, investigator Bill Hanna and I don't know who the and I is, visited the home of witness Howard Mace and met with him and his wife Ellen. We found them to be credible witnesses. In other words, they weren't crazy people. The investigators showed up just to kind of make sure, everything was on the up and up, and they seemed normal. Okay. Their property parallels a railroad track and an endless acres of forest rolling up a gradual hillside. Okay. Railroad track. Is there a railroad track running through here? Probably. I don't see it offhand, but it's got to be around here somewhere. You'd think a railroad track would be hard to miss. Oh, I think there it is. Yeah, there's a railroad track. Okay. Hey, I'm just confirming the story. That's what we do here. Holy cow, this is a big area. I think this is a hospital. It's a big old something right in the middle of nowhere, whatever that building is. Anyway, I digress. Ellen said when she was picking up herbs from the garden, she sensed being watched from above. Now, anybody who's been in the woods, been hunting, you you kind of feel, you kind of know when there's something else there. Okay, it's kind of like a spidey sense. It's hard to describe. Um, I've had the feeling before when I'm walking through the woods, and I was actually run out of the woods by a bear, and I know it was a bear. I didn't see the bear, but I know it was a bear. Um, I could tell by the way I could hear it flopping along in the woods, kind of parallel to me, behind me a little bit. I didn't even have to turn around. It just, it was a bear. Um, and I felt it before I saw it, so I kind of understand that. But anyway, when their grandkids visit and play in the backyard, they hear whoops and knocks from the woods. Uh, Howard is a coon hunter and has seen large footprints in the woods. One time he had a coon dog taken from him in those same woods, assumed killed, never found. Um, it looks like they're just kind of uh, recapping stuff that may have happened over the years. You know, it's sort of like, yeah, they're there. We know they're there. This is the mischief that they've done. They're not really going into anything elaborate or specific. They're just kind of overviewing incidents, which I find incredibly interesting. Their daughter Julie saw a 8.5 estimated tall, dark, hairy creature outside her window looking in at her. I measured the window and it was 2 feet taller than Howard and me. We were both over 6 feet tall. She saw amber colored eyes. Well, that's terrifying. So one of these boogers was looking in the window at one point. Uh, Another occasion, I suppose, they smelled a dead garbage smell coming from their woods on numerous occasions. The Mexican family neighbors was preparing food outdoors at Christmas and reported seeing a creature in the woods watching them. So apparently there's a family or a group of Sasquatch nearby that kind of regularly visit these folks, and they just got tired of it. They're like, you know what, we got to tell somebody. This nonsense can't keep going on. We're not crazy, but there's something happening. I mean, what do you do? What do you do? What do you call the cops? What do you? They're gonna no, you didn't. You're crazy. I mean, So really, the only outlet for these folks when something weird happens that you can't explain is the BFRO website, which is crucial, and it gives closure to a lot of people because I think there's something out there. Well, I know there's something out there. I'm not going to actually go into why, but just trust me on this. Um, and these people live nearby a group, and usually they tend to be their level of technology is kind of like a hunter gatherer type thing. So I would imagine their activities would be more seasonal. Um, so it would be interesting if there's a uh, more prevalent time of year when you would expect activity than others, but they didn't really get into that here. But anyway, aside from this gigantic building, which appears to be in the absolute middle of nowhere, which again is kind of ominous in and of itself, there's nothing but land out here, guys. Nothing but land as far as the eye can see. The only, I guess, big town is this, and that's maybe a large town. I wouldn't even classify this as a city. There's some suburbs spread out a little bit, but yeah, okay. Um, they're way up here. So I don't know. Let me know what you think. I think this is interesting. I think it's very interesting, and it'd be nice to know what you guys what your take is on this sort of thing. And anyway, that's all I got. So thanks for watching. Um, and I'm out. It would appear you have reached the end of this video. Well, I want to thank you fellers for watching. Things that way. And if you could go ahead and, share and like and subscribe and all that YouTuber nonsense that they say on the interwebs, what they do there. That'd be nice. Y'all have a nice day.